And welcome back, real fans. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Steve here, Miss Steve Trains. Today we're going to continue on. This will be the last video, I guess, in a series of reefer challenges. A lot of talk, a lot of conversation going on about reefers. What do you know, what do you don't know? Today we're going to take a look at some new stock, some old stock, high-end stock, low-end stock. Someone told me that they didn't own a single reefer in their whole train collection. I thought that was amazing. But yeah, I'm sure if you're not familiar with it, a lot of you guys out there, you're veterans, you've been doing this for a while, you know what you're looking for in reefers. But there's our new people out there not getting into the hobby, people who aren't really experienced at reefers and are not sure what they want to invest their money into. You're looking to play or you're looking to collect. So up next, I'll see you down there in the great carpet layout. We're going to take a look at some reefers. All right, see you there. All right, as you can see, we got a menagerie of reefers down there. We got ourselves some RMT, some Lionel. This here is a Coca-Cola. That's a K-Line. Got some Atlas, Steam Air Classics, some Rail King, and a couple of different Lionel. All right, let's, well, you know what? We're gonna start with, what are we gonna do here? Let's start with RMT. Let's start with RMT. All right, what do we got down here? First thing, RMT. If you guys want something that's high detail for a low budget, RMT. Now these are all Michigan road named cars I'm showing you. Yeah, I know this is not a reefer, it's a tanker. All right, just hold on. You see how that line's dropped? If I came in shipping, it just comes out of the little divots there in the end. They fall down. Every tanker is like that. This one fell just a tiny bit. I don't know if you can see that. It came out. This one here, Dow Chemical, Midland, Michigan. That one fell out. When you get an RMT, expect you're probably going to have to tweak it. There's going to be something you're going to fix. All right. I haven't got an RMT car yet that I didn't have to glue something on, something fell off, broke off, or it was just kind of mishandled when it's getting put together. Given that, these are all from Patrick's Trains. Patrick has a thing for Michigan. He does a lot of Michigan road names. So yeah, I love it. He's my go-to guy. Looking at these cars on here, you can see $28.99. Wyandotte Chemical, $28.29. These two didn't get shipped. It's a pre-order. This Pink Elephant Woodside Reefer, $31. All right, and this is the last tanker, $28.99. I just wanted to get this out of the way. You're going to get great detail in these cars, but expect, I have a tube of super glue standing by. There's always something you're going to have to touch up on these. All right, let me get those out of the way. Given the fact that those are about a $30 car, you cannot get that level of detail for $30 anywhere else. They're all made in America. That's a beauty. American made. Compared to Menards Gold Line is like $35. And you'll get a fraction of the detail for a $35 car. Now, we're gonna touch back to on playability. People talk about durability. I get all that. We're gonna cover that. Here's a Lionel. This is a Swift. This is a little higher end. Nice details. Actual springs, spring trucks, steel wheels added on ladders. This actually has opening doors. I don't know if I can get the light, enough light in there, but you can feel that. That's wood ridges. It's got a wood ridge in there. Very nice. We like that. Opposed to the steel over a flat steel bottom. Steel-sided reefer, steel roof. These do have opening hatches. Very nice. I like the white lip in there. That's a nice detail. And the white edge around the lid. Very nice. That's a cool detail. It's a beautiful car from Lionel. Very nice. And it was just fold down like that. Got some detailed lettering on there. Oh, and FYI, if you didn't know, these are called ice bunkers. This is where they load the ice in. There's a bunker. There would have been a vented wall somewhere right in here, and they would pack this up with ice. These are ice bunkers at the ends of the car. You'd have a set of ice bunkers on each end of the car. I don't remember what I paid for this. I had it for a while. Like I said, a lot of these cars, I bought them, I collected them, and this is the first time they've been on the rails. You know, I collect as much as I run. Beautiful, beautiful Lionel Swift reefer. I'm gonna try and make some space up here. That car, that Lionel car, would be probably in the $80 neighborhood. $80, $90. Lionel's always your higher end. Now here's another Lionel car. AMP. You have your triple hinges on there. Nice lettering. And the bulkhead lettering on there. Top and bottom. Very nice. We always like to see that. Hatches. Now, difference with this one, this is a woodside reefer, steel roof. They started putting steel roofs on them by 1938, early 1940s. I don't remember the exact date. And this looks nice. It's got painted ladders. This is a separately applied ladder. Triple hinges, but there are actually no doors. These doors do not open. It's just for show. Doors don't open, hatches don't open, and this is a brand new production Lionel. This just came out this year. I pre-ordered it last year. Actually, I forgot about it. If I take the camera and pan down here, this one's for me. This one in the box, 12,000, same road number. Yeah, I actually double ordered. I got one too many. So the one in the box, I'm selling it. If you're interested, it's a good car. It's good. It has good durability to it. Sprung trucks, separately applied ladders. Like I said, no opening hatches, no doors. Basic detail on the bottom. These they're nice cars. I love A&P. When I was a kid, we had a chain of A&P stores up here in Michigan, so I'm a big A&P fan. But this is the car I'm going to mail out. The one here in the box. It's unopened, hasn't been out of the box. $70. That includes the shipping and tracking. The car normally sold for right around $60, so you're getting a fair deal. Charge shipping, tracking, $10. My mistake is your win. If anyone's interested, get a hold of me. Like I said, and these are nice cars. 60. It's okay. I'm not over the moon for them for that price. It's kind of like a Rail King price. But the paint job on it is excellent. Good clear lettering, beautiful detail. That is a nice car. Now, next up, I love this one. Actually, when I was looking up for information on reefers, there is an old black and white photo of this reefer made by Lionel. This car and this paint job on here is a recreation of the original. Looks just like this. I was very impressed. Nice detailing, separately applied ladders. This one does not have, again, opening hatches or opening doors. It's all just molded in. But because it's trademarked Budweiser, this was a little more expensive. You won't find this for $60. And what I thought was cute on the box, because it's a trademarked Budweiser item, had to be for ages 21 or older. So I guess, I don't know. You're not 21, you can't buy this car? You gotta be 21 to have a beer reefer. I thought that was kind of funny. Oh man, there's all kinds of trademarked lettering on there. Adult collectible, not intended for sale to individuals under 21 years of age. You believe that? They got to put all that stuff on there. This one's made in Vietnam. We got out of China. Made in Vietnam. Beautiful car. I like that. I wanted to show it off. Yeah, because it's trademarked, you're going to pay a little more for it. Now let's move over here to the Rail King. Here's my A&P Rail King reefer. These, oh gosh, Rail King, you expect between $50, $60. All right, this is about the bottom of the line for a main manufacturer, like an MTH, an Atlas, a Lionel. Those are main manufacturers. Your subline manufacturers would be like RMT and Menards. All right, so Rail King, it has molded in ladders, no end detail. Still a nice looking car, nice paint job. But for the price, you're not going to get all the really nice separately applied details on there. It's all one piece molded body. Hatches do not open. Right, I'll make sure, double check. Yeah, no, they do not open. You got basic brake details on the bottom. Still got the MTH logo on there. You do have sprung trucks, real springs in there. That's nice. The trucks are always nice. And this is a nice detail here. Your coupler is, you got some swing and sway for pulling it on tighter curves. That's nice. On the Rail King, oh man, if I could pop that open. Here's my handy dandy stick here. Oh, these doors are sprung. They got them on springs. It's kind of neat. It's got a flat stainless steel bottom, no detail, no interior detail. But yeah, they are sprung. But the doors open. So you can have opening doors for less cost than this Lionel. I will say the Lionel has a little nicer paint detail on it, whereas this doesn't. You get the simulated paint job of hinges and ladders. It's a little nicer paint job than the Rail King, but then the Rail King's a little less money. There's not a lot of parts on here to get broken. These are safe for the grandkids. These are safe to run around. You can handle them. There's no drop ladders, drop steps below the ladders. It's just lacking the detail. But for $50, $60, it can fill that hole in the collection if you're looking for a certain road name. Before the Lionel A&P came out, I had gotten this one. A&P is just kind of a tough road name to come around. Atlas makes a high-end version of that car, but I have yet to find it. We'll get into that. Back here, this Hood's Milk. This is a Lionel. This here is a beaut. This is one of your higher-end Lionels. Okay. Now, if you notice, the wheel trucks are different. We'll get to that in a second. Nice detailing on there. They have these nice bumper tabs on there, sprung loaded. You got to see that on there. It's for cushioning the cars. This is a rounded roof reefer. Okay. Refrigerator Express. Note the Express. All right. These cars, when they were originally built, had passenger wheel trucks put on there. These cars went into passenger trains. Your New York Central, your Pennsylvania, whatever passenger train, if they had an express route going A to B nonstop, these cars were on there. Now there's some nice detail on there. Again, these doors do not open. There is some separately applied ladders on there. You do have a small drop step on the bottom. Passenger wheel trucks on the round roof reefers. You notice the brake wheel is a handle. Instead of the wheel is a flip handle. Pretty neat. And then all of these Lionel round roof reefers have the milk cars inside. Milk cans. Not that you would ever really need to see it. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I am sorry. This does have opening doors. Flat floor interior. No real interior detail other than the milk cans. But every one of these round roof cars, there's milk cans in there. And then the lid just kind of clips on there like that. And notice there's no ice bunkers on the end, which kind of surprises me. And this would be a bunkerless reefer. I did add, if you look under the section, like when you go on the YouTube channel, it says videos, it has shorts, it has like other news information, post, just general post. I posted a link to a documentary on Woodside reefers. There's a gentleman on there, he'll tell you all about dates and times and places and the innovations of reefers from their conception in the 1840s all the way up until 1950s. We get into more really modern reefers. But yeah, great information. That video again is linked on my page. Check it out. You won't be sorry. Bottom line, nice Lionel, durable, not too many small parts or anything to get broken off. These are great cars. I like that. Those are really nice. We're gonna set that down there. Now moving around here. This one here is an oldie but a goodie. This here is my K-line Coca-Cola. Oh gosh, I want to say it probably came out around 2014. Part of the Lionel family. They don't put like original build dates on their stuff. It's got a little screw holding the brake wheel on there. It says K-line on the ledger board. This is an old K-line reefer, probably one of the only K-line reefers I have. When I bought it, I bought this off of eBay. The guy selling it said that he had gotten it from the souvenir shop at Coca-Cola down in Atlanta, Georgia. Kind of neat. It does have opening hatches on there. Pretty neat. Flat bottom and side, no interior detail. These are cool. Steel roof, wood side. If you can find these, definitely pick one up. These have spring doors on them. Like I said, flat interior, spring doors. Pretty neat. Nice sprung trucks. Ladder details. Again, this was officially licensed from Coca-Cola. This is a K-line 7625103, if anybody's interested. And like you said, he said he originally bought this at the souvenir shop in Atlanta, Georgia from the Coca-Cola factory down there. Pretty neat. Nice basic bottom details. K-Line had some nice reefers. And again, I'd say these are pretty durable. You know, there's not a lot of small parts on there to get broken. I can't remember what I paid for it at the time. I think at the time it was still kind of pricey. It was probably $50, $60 in that neighborhood. All right, let's move this one out the way. God, don't drop it, Steve. All right, we're getting down to it now. All right. So we've seen the K-Line, we've seen the Rail King. Let's talk. Let's talk high end. All right, you see that Baby Ruth down there? You see that Pink Elephant? You see that Oscar Mayer? Kraft? And these are all Atlas, but one. Which one is the RMT? That's right, a low-end, low-budget rail car in there. You know which one it is? This car definitely passes the 3-foot rule. If it looks good from 3 feet away and you can't tell the difference in them, it's good to roll. All right, I'll stop teasing you. This Kraft, 3 of these cars I just came in last week. I want to give a shout out at this time to PDT, Public Track Delivery. All right, Public Track Delivery is similar to like Trains with a Z, but they deal with new old stock. If you're ever looking for a new piece, something new that hasn't been out for a while, try Public Track Delivery. Public Track Delivery. Got to give them a shout out. Whenever I find an old piece that hasn't been out of circulation for a while, hasn't been in production in a long while, they seem to find it. All right, the Kraft, the Oscar Mayer, and Baby Ruth is from Public Track Delivery. These are all Atlas cars. This one here is your RMT, the Pink Elephant. Note the triple hinges on the doors. Oscar Mayer's, we only have 2 hinges on the door. Okay. If you look back here, like this MTH, there's 2 hinges on the door, 2 hinges on the door. Same thing, Atlas, MTH. They went through a period where they only put 2 hinges on the door instead of the standard 3 hinges. Is that historically correct? I don't know. It's hard to find pictures of Woodside reefers. Did they ever make them with 2 hinges? I don't know. Now, this Atlas, before you go saying, well, Atlas makes it wrong. No, because here's an Atlas, and we have 3 hinges on the door. Atlas did make them with 3 hinges on the door. This is an older model. I think at some point, for production cost, they stopped. This Atlas, 3 hinges on the door. So at some point, to save money for the level of detail you're getting, I think they cut it back to 2 hinges. Could be wrong. I don't know. But that's, that's my opinion. Opinions are like opinions. And this is the Atlas Steam Era Classic. Great high-end cars. Now, this is where we separate the men from the boys. You want a car that's high-end, detailed, just beautiful. You can't go wrong with Atlas trains. These are beautiful scale models. Got separately applied details. You got all the painted on details, added on grab irons, ladders, under detailing, sprung truck, steel wheels. I mean, these are, the Rolls Royce, the Bentleys of railroading. Like I said, I just got these little bits of styrofoam on there. Okay, we got opening doors. You got a nice tall upright brake wheel. You have opening hatches. And so you got to treat them with kid gloves. These latches are tiny. You know, you got a nice open bunker in there. These are not the cars for the grandkids to play with. Not if you don't mind, you know, rough housing them and getting beat up. You know, you got these small wire steps add-ons. Sometimes they come loose. You know, you got one there, you got one there. Beautiful. One at the end. You know, you got these beautiful brake detail on there. Nice. Nice wood roof, wood side. Double hinges. Like I said, the door is open. You got to be careful with these little handles. Doors open up pretty easy. Hear that? It's wood planks in there. I can't quite get it in the light, but there's a floor, interior floor detail. Very nice. So if you wanted to, you could add interior detail to it. Very small latch. Just push that over and it clips into place. These are great cars, guys. This is your high-end detail. This is the high-end, like I said, this is the Bentley, the Rolls-Royce of reefers. These aren't designed for the kids. This is for the collector. Take them out, run them, you put them on the rails, you know, you treat them gently. I don't normally, if you wanted to do a rail scene where they're loading, you could open the doors up, or you got a couple guys on top, you know, scene where they're dropping the ice in the bunkers, you can open up the hatches. But normally everything just kind of stays closed and locked up. They got a nice weight to them. They'll stay on the rails. They're not going to fall off. They're great cars. Great cars. You're looking at $80 a pop. That's for newer. These are old. This is new old stock. You can expect to pay $100, maybe $110 in there. It's not out of the question. These cars have not been in circulation in a long time. And so when I found them at Public Track Delivery, I jumped on it. I've been looking for these cars for the last decade, and you never see them. They rarely pop up on eBay. Again, Atlas Steam Air Classic. Rolls Royce is the Bentley of railroading. If you want less detail, hold on. Before I jump ahead. Okay, let's get back to the troublesome truck. This one here is from Pat's Trains. This is RMT. The big giveaway is the wheels. They have more of a silver look to them, where your higher end are steel wheels. Okay, and that's because I believe these are made with tin. It's like an alloy, tin alloy. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could be pewter in there, pewter and lead mixed tin. That's what gives them that silver shiny look. Molded in springs. There's no real springs in there. It's just molded in plastic. Solid. The coupler is one with the truck. Okay, this even though these are rated for 031 curves, you don't get that play in the truck. There's no, it's all one piece. Now, when I got this car, this drop down brake release. All right, this thing just kind of gravity holds it and pulls it down. You pull that down and it pops open the coupler in the front. All right, well, this thing was all the way out. I had to take a screwdriver, pry the wheels, get the wheels out of the truck, pull the spring back and the mechanism, and get this auto coupler plate folded back underneath there, because it was out and it was messed up and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't go down the rails. With the plate sticking out, I couldn't even put it on the track. So yeah, I had to fix it right out of the box. Speaking of the box, when I opened up the box, these are just little things you can expect. See that number on the box? Well, it's actually supposed to be on the box car. Someone got flustered with it and just stuck it on the box. If you look on here, you see the shine on the number. That's a separately applied decal that wasn't with the original paint. The original paint's real nice, and then you get that shiny decal on there. Great paint job. Roof painted. Nice details. Hatches do not open. You still get a separately applied ladder on there. You get great writing, detailing on the ends. Brake wheels intact. Nothing falling off. Oh, that number. Get back to that number. Yeah, it's supposed to be right there. $31. Am I going to cry over it? No. It's $31. And if I didn't tell you that road number wasn't on there, you wouldn't know it. That wouldn't jump out. That wouldn't stick out to you at all. You know, this is twice, 3 times the detailing as a Menards Gold Line $35 piece of rolling stock. RMT, I still like them, support them. American made, $30. This is through Patrick's Trains. Again, no opening hatches. Yes, it does have opening doors. For $30, you get opening doors, the smooth bottom, no detail interior, but you get opening doors. Nice triple hinges. Close that one, latch that bar down. Very good. Great. RMT, I still recommend them, even though you're going to need a bottle of super glue with them. Prepare to get ready to fix a few minor details in them. They're nice. Now, if you want ultra cheap, durable, playable, go with the Menards. Buy the Menards. You can get Menards rolling stock. I don't know if it's not necessarily O-scale size, like to 1/48 scale, but they're $25, $30. Now, if you look, okay, we're looking at these cars right here. You know, these are new old stock, so yes, they're expensive, highly detailed, highly collectible. The Atlas Steam Air Classics, $80 to $100. Okay, if it's a newer production, expect around $80. Now, if you look at this craft back here, or this Oscar Mayer, and this RMT says it's O27. I wish they would stop putting O27 on there. Because on the box it says it's rated for O31 curves, but it is a full O-scale. This car is every bit the same size as this craft. They are the same size car. Again, $80, $30. $30, I'll fix the coupler. No big deal. Okay. They are great. They're just, you can't go wrong with them. RMT, you know. I would wish I wish there wasn't so many hiccups with their cars, but for the level of detail, $30, you can't go wrong. The last piece I wanted to show you is this one right here. Excuse me while I knock the camera over. This here, I had to get this past blue ribbon. This is an Atlas. This is brand new. I'm seeing it for the first time as you are. I skipped all the unboxing garbage, and we ain't going to make you sit through that. This video is going to be long enough. This here is an Atlas. Look at that beautiful brake wheel on there. This is a modern. You can tell one by the shape of the brake wheel. It's a modern. Separately applied ladders, sprung trucks, steel wheels, independent coupler from the wheel truck. Nice. You know, you got your brake tubes, brake lines. everything down there. And by the way, this is still the same type of coupler with the drop plate that RMT uses, except these are, these are higher end production. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Now, what's beauty about this train? One, back in the 70s, my dad and his friends always drank Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's actually the first beer I ever tasted was a Pabst Blue Ribbon. There's two versions of this by Atlas. One where the label is kind of cocked to the side, and it looks like it's on a beer can, like a beer can painted on there. I like this one with the flat painted label on it. I really don't know what DF stands for. I'm sure somebody will tell me. Leave it in the comments. But this is the beauty. Nice see-through catwalk ladder details, but it's bunkerless. This is a modern bunkerless reefer. No more ice. Steel sides, steel roofed. By this time, they were running electric engines that were powered by the wheels, and it would run the compressor inside and circulate the air and keep the reefers cold. Now, naturally, they don't show that, but that was the deal. No more ice. Bunkerless reefer. I seen bunkerless reefer. I was like, no way, this is the first bunkerless reefer in my collection, and it's a Pabst Blue Ribbon. It was a win-win. That was a no-brainer. And these are not expensive. These modern Atlas, this is a new production. It was, I want to say it's $60, $65. Heck, where'd I get this? Public track delivery? Yeah. Public track delivery, again. And this is a newer production. Great car. Door doesn't open. It's just a one-piece molded in. It's almost like the Rail King version. This is, matter of fact, I should have started off with that. This is like Atlas's Rail King version. Okay. And that is by Trainman. Atlas O. Trainman freight cars. Trainman is Atlas's Rail King line. As Rail King is to MTH, Trainman is to Atlas. These cars are not expensive. They're durable. They're playable. Not a lot to break on there. You got some pretty sturdy, plastic steps on the bottom. The bunkerless, door doesn't open. It's all one piece molded, but you still got separately applied handrails, which is nice. It's cool. It's a cool car. I like it. And it's every bit O-scale size. Trainman is a full O-scale size. It's not semi-scale. It's 1/48 scale. You're just getting less detail. That's the beauty of Trainman from Atlas. All right, so bottom line, what are we looking at here? Well, excuse me while I break the camera. Rail King, inexpensive, less detail, very durable. Okay, Rail King is a semi-scale. It's not 027, but it's not 1/48, what we call full O-scale. Okay, but they still look great in with the cars. They'll blend in. You'll never notice it. Just like real life, not all reefers or box cars in general, they're not all the same height. They're not all the same length. If you look at the train going by, you see the box cars are all varying in different heights. Trainman, Atlas, inexpensive, quality. You ain't got to mess with it. Great stuff, full O-scale. I like the Atlas. Even between the Trainman, I have a number of pieces of Trainman. I have a number of pieces of Steam Era Classics. And then I've got, modern boxcars from Atlas. Great stuff. RMT, good stuff. You're going to need some super glue. Expect to fix it. You're going to have to tweak it. $30, high detail. Again, RMT, I wouldn't recommend it for the grandkids. Not something you want to let them play with. There are fragile parts on there. But it's a $30 boxcar. Okay. We're back here. We're looking at Budweiser trademarked, collectible, not for the kids. That's for the collector. Classic K-line, collector, durable. Kids could play with it. Not too many pieces, nothing really to get broken off there, as long as they don't start bashing them around. Higher end Lionel, durable, nice, opening doors. You know, you're looking again, you're getting up there with the Atlas price now. It's like $80. Lionel's always expensive. Lionel's will be one of your top selling cost cars you're going to come across. Once you put that L on the orange box, it just jumped up $20. The one thing I don't like about Lionel, and maybe you guys know, this low end Lionel, this is like the Rail King version of Lionel. Okay, no opening hatches, no doors, no great detail, great playability. These were around $60. Still not cheap, but it's probably competitive with the Rail King line or Train Man. But with Lionel, you can't tell. I can't tell. Maybe, can you guys tell? With the box, the Lionel box looks like a Lionel box. You see what I'm saying? How do you know the high end from the low end? Look at Riders Hobbies, $55. Yeah, you ain't gonna find that for $55 no more. But see what I'm saying? The box is the same. Now, unlike Atlas, Train Man, Steam Air Classics, the boxes are different. You know, high end, low end. You've got MTH, zoom over there. Purple box, that's the Premier. Purple box, item number begins with a 20. That's the Premier. That's high end. You're going to pay more. Rail King, yellow box, low end, pay less. All the item numbers begin with a 30. 30, you know right away it's a Rail King. Yellow box, you know it's a Rail King before you even read it. Someone says MTH purple box, right away you know they're talking Premier. Okay? Lionel, there's no separation. That's the one thing, kids, that really sticks in my craw. Because you might think you're getting a higher end car, you're getting a good deal on it. You get it in the mail and you realize, oh, it's a Rail King version of a Lionel. So that's the thing. I just can't tell the Lionels apart. I wish they would make more of a distinctive difference in their rolling stock. All right, you guys. Let's say our goodbyes. All right, what do you think about that? I get to talking, don't I? I hope it was a little bit eye-opening, a little more informative. We talked about the level and the details and the prices and the different makers. You know, the big three, the Lionel, the Atlas, the MTH. And then, like I said, I don't have any Menards rolling stock. Nothing that was really comparable for this video. Nothing in the reefers anyway. RMT, I like the RMT. You know, he's going to have your super glue ready. Inexpensive. Patrick Trains, he's got a big collection of RMT. Him and the Muffin Man. Muffin Man's got a pretty good collection. Not a lot of stuff in stock. He's got a lot of pre-order stuff coming in. Patrick, I would say go check out Patrick Trains for sure. And then again, special thanks to Public Track Delivery for always keeping an eye out on the rare and hard to find pieces of rolling stock. I really appreciate that. That's like a little special treat going to Public Track Delivery. You know, you're finding that long lost Indiana Jones in the Ark. It's good. Last week has been tough. You know, we're getting through it. I want to thank you guys. Thank you for all the great comments. And again, give me some feedback. I know we're talking, but hey, we're gonna make trains great again. And leave a comment down below. That thumbs up in there. It's free. It's free. Push that button in there. Show some love. I know it's in you. All right, guys. I'm Mr. Steve from the Great Floor Layout and another low budget production. Till next time, happy rails.